once again, I'm speaking from experience. I've had an eyewear company for a few years, and the thing is, the packaging, everything is beautiful. We've got this beautiful black velvet finish on the inside. So this business is okay. It's my smallest business. It makes around 1.2 to 1.5 million dollars a year, and that sounds great until you realize that we have 50% margins. So I'm only keeping 50% of that money, and it's even worse when you realize that any of my profit that I make, I can't keep. I have to roll that into new stock because especially a product like this is actually very difficult to make. So for me to put in an order now of another 5,000 to 10,000 units, I may only get that in 3, 4, 5 months, depending on the time of the year. So even though someone would look at it and go, that's a $1.5 million a year business at 50% margins, you never actually get to keep that profit because you always have to reinvest into the business. And that is very different to, for example, a service-based business. So if you're offering a service to clients, whether that be building their marketing funnels, whether that be doing their short form content, little short form TikToks and reels and doing lots of those and creating many accounts for them and distributing it all over the internet, all the way to doing, for example, their Google ads and focusing specifically on Google ads for e-commerce brands as an example. Listen, whatever the service is, it needs to have one of two things: high perceived value to the client. And what I mean by that is it needs to be something that they're like, oh wow, this is actually worth it. I'm more than happy as a business to pay this external consultant or service provider $1,000 a month, $3,000 a month, you name it. Or it needs to have high leverage. And what I mean by that is, listen, you can still be an online personal trainer, but if you want to make $10,000 a month, you need to hire people below you who work as coaches. And that way you're an online personal trainer and you do some of the coaching, but then you may have coaches underneath you, personal trainers that work with local gyms, and you just pay them a small fee and they do the rest of the coaching. So that's leverage. Or let's say you have an agency that creates YouTube thumbnails for people. Thumbnails on YouTube are such an important aspect to video, but people don't pay crazy amounts for thumbnails. But if you can hire someone in Brazil, Romania, India for $1,000 a month, which is a great salary there, especially remotely, and their work is able to produce $3, $4, $5,000 a month in terms of business for your thumbnail agency or for your thumbnail performance marketing business, whatever you want to call yourself. The point is that is leverage. That's you being able to take something off your plate. So either you need to offer a service or guidance, consulting on something that brings so much value to businesses that you can actually make 10K a month just as a solopreneur, or more realistically, you'll be able to do it solo until $3, $4, $5,000 a month, and then you need to start using leverage, and you need to maybe make a little less on the margin, but make far more money at the end of the month because you have people who can deliver these things for you. So just remember, with the business models that I'm talking about, you're not going to make $100 million. I'm going to be very honest with you. But the other thing that you're not going to do is you're not going to go broke, and that's the unfortunate thing with a lot of these other businesses. For example, I'll give you my main business, my software company. That is a business that gets into multiple 9 figures, and that's all cool and fine and well, but you need to realize there's a big chunk of money needed that I had to put forward to start the company, and that's number one. But then I had the massive competitive advantage of a massive audience. And even me, it took me 4 years to be like, listen, I'm not ready. I don't feel like I have the skill set, the understanding, and the sort of influence to start a business worth hundreds of millions of dollars. So what did I do? I started a service-based business back in 2016, and I ran that business for 6 years. So just remember, the business model that gets you to $10,000 a month. And by the way, I actually managed to get my service-based business up to $150,000 a month in profit. Can never get further than that. I tried. I'm sure someone else has been able to do it. But for the way that I wanted to run it, which was lean, remote, no office, I was pretty happy with that. So as I was saying, the business that gets you to 10K a month,
it is actually very simple to make more than 3 lakhs per month from the comfort of your home by selling what you already know in terms of your knowledge. For this, you need 3 things.
Will not necessarily get you to $100 million, but that's okay. Baby steps here. Choose the right vehicle for the right career stage you're at. And then the next component to making $10,000 a month, once you find the right vehicle, is stretch out the timeline. And here is the very unfortunate thing about social media. You see, 20 years ago, if you were, let's say, 21 years old and you were making $4,000 a month without having to go to a traditional 9 to 5, you would think that you are a king. You would think that you're a baller. You would think that you are killing it. And we live in such a fucked up world where now you look online and you think, I'm 21 years old and I don't work a traditional, I'm making $4,000 a month. I even know that I have a part to play in that, because what I've done is very unrealistic, and a third of it, this is the right time, and the last third of it was luck, or God, or whatever you want to call it, whether you're a person of faith or not. up to you. So I like to make that very clear to people. And then I also like to point people back to 2015 when I was broke and I was starting a business to take care of me and my single mom. And I was going to the gym every single day and recording it. I was reading a book a week and putting it out on YouTube. So you need to understand, I started my first business, my first venture. And at that point, it was really more of a side hustle. But still, I was making $3,000 a month back in 2014. And granted, I only did that for a few months. And then that business model stopped working. And then I moved to the next thing. But really the point is, I was putting in work between 2014 to 2017. And it took me 3 years to make my first $10,000 a month. And that's totally fine. That's actually pretty cool. If you work as hard as I did, do I think it will take you 3 years? No, because it's so crazy. The internet moves so quickly that back in 2014, I didn't have the opportunities that you can have today. Even things like getting payment processors was so difficult back then. It was such a struggle to even just try to do business being a 14-year-old, whereas these days you have so many more options. So do I think it will take you 3 years? If you really dedicate, pick the right vehicle, follow all of the advice that I give you in this video, do I think that it will take you 3 years? No, honestly, no. But even if it does, who cares? I really cannot stress how vital it is that you set your expectations to making $10,000 a month. Set your expectation not in months, but in years. Don't think how many months it's going to take me. Think how many years. Now, here's the thing. If you achieve it quicker, bless you. That's amazing. I'm over the moon for you. And listen, try to get rich faster. Of course, do it. Wealth needs to be built slowly, and wealth is built over time, but try to get rich. Try to make as much money as you can. Ethically and morally, that is. But at the end of the day, I'm trying to set these expectations for you because here's the thing. Many of you guys will try, and let's say you're giving your absolute best for 6 months. And if your expectations are, oh, within 6 months, I was expecting to be doing $7,000 already, and you're only doing $1,200 from your online business. You're making $1,200 online. Do you realize how amazing that is? And here's the beautiful thing. When it rains, it pours. By the way, that also applies negatively and positively in life. And the point here is this is usually how business works. And this is what I can tell you now coming up to 10 years since I started my first side hustle and getting to a point where I have a conglomerate of businesses and over 150 employees. The way it works is usually something like this. It goes like this, then you flatline for the longest time, and right as you're thinking like, am I just gonna be stuck here forever? It shoots up, and then you flatline, it shoots up, and by the way, within these points, you have those down moments and stuff like that. But the point is there's a lot of flatlining. There's a lot of you getting to a new level in life and then really cementing it, really setting that foundation. So I wanted to make this clear, and I wanted to make this one of the other components, just so that way your expectations are clear, they're in the right place, and so you don't quit before you even properly try. Now, the last component to making $10,000 a month, and it's kind of like if you're running a marathon. I would much rather tell people that, hey, on mile 18, that's really going to be the tough mile. That's really where things are going to get rough, because at least when you face something, if you have context beforehand, it makes it a little easier and you feel less alone. So I want to give you guys context not only for how to get to 10K, but what happens once you hit 10K. You see, the third component is not just getting there, staying there. You see, making $10,000 a month, and once again, I'm really trying to do my best not to be insensitive here. I get it, I have done it, I've witnessed thousands making, and also keeping that money and then multiplying it, growing your wealth over time, and rather than acting like some new money idiots, learn from old money. Even in my situation, even though I am new money, I knew from day one I would make it, but I always promised myself that I would study old money to understand how to actually keep it and multiply my wealth. So the third component of making $10,000 a month is understanding that once you get there, you're not done. That is actually simply just the beginning. Now there's So you want to become a millionaire. So you watch all of the Tony Robbins seminars, you watch all these motivational videos. I mean, hey, you even think that your TikTok is a great place to get financial education. Well, listen up. In today's video, I'm going to share 7 personal money tips that I would give to you after 7 years of running a business and making tens of millions of dollars. And most importantly, I'm going to share stuff you probably won't find anywhere else, because I'm not going to tell you, oh, don't buy Starbucks because, heavens forbid you spend $4 on a coffee because it's built accomplish anything in life? No. I'm going to give you 7 practical things that you can and should implement from today. So the first step, if you want to become a millionaire, is stop drinking. Now, I actually have a funny story about my first ever tattoo. It says, "My cup runneth over." Now, my cup runneth over means I have more than I need, I'm abundant, but it always used to serve a fun double purpose. Because in the first few years of drink, of course, I politely declined, and if it kept going, I used to joke with people that didn't know me. I went, ladies and gentlemen, you find a lot of bullshit out there. You find a lot of people telling you that this business model is the best, or that business model is the best, when the truth of the matter is that it's very unique to your circumstance. And what I'm doing at my career stage is not what you should be doing at your career stage. And what I'm doing at my career stage might be laughable to someone who's worth multiple billions of dollars. They're like, no, this is just too small of an opportunity. So in today's video, I'm going to give you a bunch of different business models sequentially that you should follow in order depending on where you are in your career. Because if you try to skip any steps and go right to the end of this journey, I guarantee that you're going to make things very, very difficult for yourself. So as mentioned, I want you to understand that before you is really a roadmap. It's a quest. It's a plotted course for you to follow. And in the next few minutes, I'm going to take you on my own journey of entrepreneurship and show you. And along the way, you're going to learn the importance of 3 things. The first, lives. Equity means ownership in a business or an asset and the ability to make money from this. By the way, you guys need to understand that when someone is worth X amount, these people don't have $2 billion laying in their bank account. It's just they own a company or a percentage in a company that equates to that amount. So when we talk about vast sums of wealth, usually we are talking about equity. The second is leverage, the tool at anyone's disposal. Now you can leverage your skills, you can leverage other people's skills, and you can leverage your capital or equity. And the third is vacation. Now this one honestly speaks for itself, but just in case you need a reminder, it's time off. It's the ability to take a break from work without this causing a drop in your income. Now, as I cover each business model, you're going to understand their importance. So let's start off with the most basic, content marketing. The first and most primitive online business that anyone can tap into is content marketing. And by the way, I mean basic. You make or you take content and you post it into a social media account. Now, by this, I don't mean that you become an influencer or you start posting breathtaking photography. All it takes is to start posting the kind of content that gets people to follow your account and engage. And if that sounds strange to you, it shouldn't. If you've wasted any time today on Instagram, you would have seen an account which collates videos of dogs or memes stolen from Twitter. Now, have you ever wondered why the people who run accounts do it? They get paid, either through platform-specific programs like the TikTok Creator Fund, or through paid shoutouts and links in bio. If you go to any meme page that you follow, you're going to see that they have a link to a mobile game in their bio. Now, this may not be a massive business opportunity or a clever one, but it's one of the ways that I made my first income when I was first starting off by growing Instagram accounts. I'd start one, I'd build up its following, I'd sell some promotions, and then I would sell it. And I made my first few $1,000s online doing this. Now, there are a number of ways that you can monetize an account like this. It could be by being paid for engagement by the platform itself.
How did hackers hack 50 government websites in 2022? If you want to understand how that happened,
sponsored posts, or just selling the account alone. Now, I will say times have changed since when I first started this, and I wouldn't recommend this method to everyone starting an online business, but starting your own account has one advantage when it comes to the next online business model. Now, real quick, you're going to hear me talk a lot about business models and theory in this video, but just a quick heads up, if you are looking for real practical skills that you can apply today to make money, I want you to go ahead and check out Digital Launchpad. It's the only education platform in the world created specifically for this reason. Inside of it, you're going to learn over 10 ways to make money within the next 30 days. I recently launched this platform earlier this year, and for the rest of the year, we are releasing a new program every single month. And you can have access to it right now for just $37 a month, or for less than 73 cents a day if you go for the annual plan. So if you have a desire to make your first $1,000 online, there's nowhere better in the world to learn it than inside of Digital Launchpad. Now, moving on, the natural successor to content marketing is affiliate marketing. Now, if you don't know what that is, Let's pretend that this video was listing my 10 favorite books. Affiliate marketing means that when I include an Amazon link in the description below, I get paid a percentage of the sale. And nearly every online retailer or software company has some sort of affiliate deal. Now, of course, some are more rewarding than others. I mean, once again, looking at Amazon again, their affiliate program is notoriously poor and yields you a tiny percentage of the money that they get for each sale. And the very best affiliate deals allow you to collect recurring revenue for everyone who signs up using your link, and gives you a high percentage of that revenue. Unsurprisingly, these are also the most competitive programs to work in. Finding success as an affiliate marketer means finding these programs and then combining them with your network. Now, this could be a social media following you have, an email list that you've built up, or even your friendship group. The very best affiliate marketers combine their network and then give people a reason to click on their specific link. They give their followers a free program or template and give them access to it in return for using their link. Now, some people making small fortunes from affiliate marketing dedicate their entire professional lives to it, building up astonishing email databases and massive followings, constantly pumping out reviews on YouTube just to get their next commission. Whereas in practice, the people I've seen who have the most success with affiliate marketing are the ones who combine it with a business model and use it to complement everything else they do. And affiliate marketing is really the first online business which starts to combine two of my three favorite things: leverage and vacation. Because you're able to leverage your existing online presence and in some instances actually enjoy recurring revenue without having to do any work. And that's what I like to call vacation time. And listen, I'll be honest, I still dabble in affiliate marketing myself. There are some tools that I use myself and would genuinely recommend to people. So there's no reason why I wouldn't then recommend these to my followers. But the online business I've seen work time and time again for anyone is the next. And that is offering digital services. And by this, I mean selling your time and skills online in everything from copywriting to selling. And this is really the consistent business model that I see beginners apply to start making real money online, earning the first thousands of dollars they need to elevate the next step in their careers. The simple reality is that most skills like advertising or email marketing are in short supply and have a massive demand. Something as simple as copywriting can command massive premiums for a massive variety of paying customers, allowing you to charge hundreds of dollars just for writing a piece of email copy or a Facebook ad. And if that sounds exaggerated, you need to understand the impact of these services on businesses. I mean, listen, for most e-commerce stores, as much as 30% of their revenue comes directly from email marketing. In larger stores, that's hundreds of thousands of dollars for a single campaign sent. A marketer who can come in and write something compelling or create a high converting email sequence can easily demand 0.1% of the revenue generated for their services. And if you think it's difficult to learn these, it's not. The truth is most practitioners of these services don't have a clue what they're doing. All it takes is a few weeks of self-education and you can master something that could generate your clients hundreds of thousands of dollars. But there's one problem with this business model. You are a one-man show and entirely reliant on gigs. And whilst this can be extremely profitable, you gain no equity in a business and you're only able to leverage your own skills.
Oh, how was the date?
Extra fun. जब मैं वहाँ पहुँचा तब उसने कहा
सब कर रखे
तो मैंने भी कहा थैंक्स. क्या बात.
तो बेसिकली ये वीडियो तो मैं क्यों देख रहा था, पता नहीं क्यों देख रहा था, तुम्हें मोटिवेशन देने के लिए, ताकि खुद को भी मिले। तो इस वीडियो से तुमने क्या सीखा, कमेंट में बताना। और अगर मैं कहूँ मैंने क्या सीखा, तो मैंने सीखा, क्यों बताऊँ, क्यों बताऊँ, क्या मिलेगा मुझे, नहीं बता रहा। तो बैठे बैठे मैं सोच रहा था, बोर हो रहा हूँ, तो मैंने कहा कुछ देखते हैं, सीखते हैं। तो देखने सीखने के लिए मैंने कहा तुम्हें भी दिखा दूँ, सिखा दूँ। हालांकि तुम्हें घंटा नहीं फ़र्क पड़ा होगा ना, तुमने समझा कुछ, सेम बस मूवमेंट है ये भी। पर हाँ, तो इस लाइफ का मोटिव कुछ नहीं है, मैं खुद गुरु होना चाहता हूँ, तो बस इसलिए कर रहा हूँ। खुद भी देख रहा हूँ तो हंस रहा हूँ बाद में, या मजाक उड़ा रहा हूँ, कहूँगा ये देखो पागल हो गए, ऐसा कुछ भी, पता नहीं, कोई भी देखेगा बोलेगा। तो बेसिकली मैंने एक मोटिवेशन रील देख ली थी, इस चक्कर में मैं ये सब देख रहा था। हाउ टू मेक योर फर्स्ट $10,000। बेसिकली मैं बताता हूँ तुम्हें, ये क्या कर रहा है, इन्होंने बेसिक एक इनकम बनाई, खुद को पॉपुलराइज किया। नाउ दे आर मेकिंग फ्रॉम यू, हाउ, सिंपली सेलिंग कोर्सेज, या और सिंपली कि सेलिंग सर्विसेज। इसने जितने भी बिजनेस मॉडल बताए होंगे, इसने या कोई भी बताता है, वो ऑलरेडी वो डो कर रहा होता है। तो बेसिकली तुम्हें एक सिंपल फंडा समझाता हूँ। मान लो एफिलिएट मार्केटिंग है, अमेज़ॉन देता है। मैं क्या करूँगा, मैं खुद का प्रोडक्ट बेचता हूँ अमेज़ॉन पे, मैं बिज़नेस चालू कर दूँगा, मैं खुद के प्रोडक्ट बेचूँगा। तो बेसिकली लोग कर क्या रहे हैं, ओवरव्यू देता हूँ। तो मैं एक सेलर बन गया हूँ अब अमेज़ॉन पे, या किसी भी A to Z, जो भी तुम्हें पसंद है पे मैं बेचता हूँ। फॉर एग्ज़ाम्पल कुर्ता, मेंस कुर्ता मैं अमेज़ॉन पे बेच रहा हूँ। मैंने एक छोटी सी, अब तो बतेरी वेबसाइट है, शॉपिफाई ले लो, उडू ले लो, बहुत सस्ता और फ्री में भी दे देते हैं। उडू तो फ्री का ही प्लेटफॉर्म है एक तरीके से। कोई भी मैं एक छोटा सा वेबसाइट बना लूँगा, ज़रूरी नहीं है स्टार्टिंग में डोमेन वगैरह महंगे, बस दिखा दूँगा, कोई पेमेंट सेटअप नहीं, बस वेबसाइट एक दिखाने के लिए, ब्लॉग्स वगैरह या कुछ भी करने के लिए मैंने एक वेबसाइट बना ली। अब समझना बेसिकली कर क्या रहे हैं, या तुम भी क्या कर सकते हो, या हमें क्यों, मतलब मैं भी ऐसा सोचता हूँ करने का। मैं क्या करूँगा, एक प्रोडक्ट लिया, कुर्ता, मैंने अमेज़ॉन पे लिस्ट किया, मैं वहाँ सेल कर रहा हूँ, ये मेरा हो गया ई कॉमर्स बिजनेस। अब मैंने ये सेल किया, अब अब मैं क्या कर रहा हूँ, अपनी वेबसाइट रन कर रहा हूँ, ठीक है, उस वेबसाइट से अमेज़ॉन एफिलिएट अकाउंट बनाया। अब मैं अपने ही कुर्ते बेचने के एफिलिएट मार्केटिंग से भी कमीशन ले रहा हूँ, या और भी XYZ कॉम्पिटिटर्स हैं कि भाई मेरा तो कुर्ते का प्लेटफॉर्म है, देखा मैंने कहा यार ये कुर्ता अच्छा है और बिक भी रहा है, पर ये मेरे को नहीं मिल रहा, पर इसका मतलब ये नहीं कि मैं इस पर कमा नहीं सकता। मैंने कहा ठीक है, एफिलिएट लिंक बनाया, मैंने अपने कुर्ते पे डाला कि भाई मैं नहीं बिक रहा है, इसका बिक रहा है, इससे मैं थोड़ा कमा लूँ, ये थोड़ा, मतलब इवन 1 रुपये भी कम नहीं होते भाई कमाने में, और 100 लोग दे तो समझ जाओ तो ज़्यादा ही है। तो एक तरीके से मैंने वहाँ से भी कमा लिया। तो ये चेन है बेसिकली, मैं खुद भी बेच रहा हूँ, जो दूसरा बेच रहा हूँ उससे भी कमा रहा हूँ, खुद को बेच के भी कमा रहा हूँ। इसमें थोड़ा एफर्ट और टाइम लगता है। जैसे इसने दूसरी बात बताई थी, ये तो वो हो गया कंटेंट, मारे में कंटेंट वाला। पहला, तुमने एक इंस्टाग्राम अकाउंट लिया, फॉलोइंग बढ़ाई, बहुत वेल एंड गुड, एफिलिएट मार्केटिंग चालू की। अब ये एफिलिएट तो तुमने चालू की, तुम्हारे पास थोड़ा इन्वेस्टमेंट आई, तुमने खुद का ही प्रोडक्ट लॉन्च कर दिया। अगर तुम्हारा कोई नीश पेज है, तुमने खुद का प्रोडक्ट लॉन्च किया, अब उसे बेचना चालू कर दिया, समझ रहे हो। तो वो भी मेरे को लगता है कहीं ना कहीं अच्छी चीज़ है। तो तुम खुद के प्रोडक्ट लो और बेचो, एफिलिएट मार्केटिंग भी करो, कंटेंट में, मतलब बेसिकली मेरे को जहाँ तक लगता है, इफ़ यू हैव, इफ मतलब पर्टिकुलर नंबर ऑफ फॉलोअर्स, इनकी जो तुम्हें फॉलो करते हैं, कि वो तुम्हें करेंगे जो तुम बोलोगे, तो तुम कुछ भी कर सकते हो। गोभी बेचो तो लोग ट्राई कर लेते हैं कि भाई कुछ तो बेच रहा है, 1000 में से 100 खरीदे, रिव्यू खराब आए खाएँ, तुम्हें क्या, अगर तुम्हें सिर्फ पैसे से मतलब है, पर एथिकली मोरली कमाना चाहते हो तो अच्छा प्रोडक्ट लो, ताकि अगर 10 बंदे भी खरीदे तो कहें भाई इस प्रोडक्ट में कुछ बात है। लेकिन हाँ, वो 10 बंदे होने चाहिए खरीदने के लिए। मेन मोटिव ही यही है कि तुम बेसिक इनकम स्टार्ट कैसे कर सकते हैं। ये ट्रेडिंग सबसे वर्स्ट आइडिया है। स्टूडेंट करो, जो कर रहे हैं अच्छी बात है, लेकिन अपने पैसे से करना, बाप के पैसे से नहीं, खुद के पैसे से करो ताकि डूबे तो समझ आ जाए। हालांकि मैं भी ट्राई करता हूँ, डूबते हैं पर नहीं, मतलब एक इनकम स्ट्रीम से या एक किसी चीज़ से तुम बहुत पैसा नहीं कमा सकते। अगर जो ट्रेडिंग भी कर रहा है, उसने बताया ट्रेडिंग जो कर रहा है बेसिकली वो तुम्हें बताता है $10 साइन अप करो पैसे मिलेंगे, उसको सर तुम्हारे साइन अप से वो तुम लॉस खेलो, तुम्हारे उस तुम ट्रेडिंग जो करोगे उससे उसको फ़ायदा मिल रहा है। बेसिकली मैं ट्रेडिंग करता हूँ, मैंने 50,000 लाख रुपए निकाल ली, लेकिन अगर मैं तो अपने जैसे छोटे मोटे 10 बंदों को और करवाता हूँ ना, तो वो मेरा जो 50,000 लाख रुपए का रिस्क है ना वो ज़ीरो हो जाता है। तो 110% मैं लाखों रुपए कमाऊंगा। अब मैं ट्रेडिंग क्यों करूं भाई, लॉस, समझ रहे हो। तो मैं वो तुम्हें एक स्मॉल परसेंटेज, सिंपल सी चीज़ है, जो भी ट्रेडिंग करता है ज़रूरी नहीं है कि वो बहुत ज़्यादा प्रॉफिटेबल हो, पर ठीक है, हो सकता है, स्मार्टली करोगे तो हो जाएगा। पर मैं इसे नहीं रिकमेंड करना चाहूँगा। जो मैंने पहले बताया था ई कॉमर्स वाला, वो बढ़िया तरीका है। बेसिक इन्वेस्टमेंट की बात करें तो 25,000 रो दो के, अगर तुम बहुत रो रहे हो कि नहीं लगेगा नहीं लगेगा, तो 25, 20, 25, 30 तो लगेगा ही लगेगा, विदाउट कंपनी और ब्रांड नेम तुम्हारे पास, समझ रहे हो। रजिस्टर मतलब ट्रेडमार्क वगैरह हटा के बता रहा हूँ मैं। तो हाँ, टफ है पैसा कमाना, लेकिन इतना भी नहीं जितना तुम सोच रहे हो या मैं सोच रहा हूँ। एक व्यू भी है, कौन है वे, व्हाट्सएप अमित। ओ ये जिम चलेगा, हाँ चलूँगा भाई। बता दियो कितने बजे जाएगा। साले तूने कल इस बंदे को मैंने बोला था लाइव कर लियो, तूने लाइव नहीं करी। आज मेरे को दिन में 2 करनी पड़ेंगी अब तेरे चक्कर में। 5 बजे चलेगा, ठीक है। मेरे को बाल भी कटवाना है, तो 5 बजे जिम जाते हुए 6 बजे आते हुए बाल कटवाते हुए आऊँगा। इतना बढ़िया ज्ञान दिया है ना मैंने बिजनेस का, बस पैसे नहीं है मेरे पे। 3 मिनट बचे हैं, 30 मिनट का हो जाएगा, बस ख़त्म कर दूंगा लाइव। यार ये तो है, लाइव करने से कुछ तो फ़र्क आना चाहिए, कुछ अभी तक तो नहीं आ रहा। मुझे लग रहा है दिन में 2-2 बार करनी पड़ेगी, 2 से 3 बार। इन सालों को दे तो दूंगा अकाउंट, लेकिन ये चूतड़ आदमी करेंगे ही नहीं कुछ। कल बोला कि यही नहीं, अब क्या देख रहा है बहन के टके, कल कर देता, चूतड़ देंगे। समझ रहे हो, पता है क्या है, अगर तू एक अकाउंट ले ले, एक लाली पे है ही, एक मेरे पे, अगर तीन में हम 3 बार भी तीनों लाइव आए ना तो काम बन जाएगा। लेकिन वही है, अब क्या डाल दी हो, लाइव आके करेगा क्या ये तो पता है। ये मेरी वाली बकचोदी नहीं करनी है, मैं ज़बरदस्ती कर रहा हूँ जैसे पता चल रहा है। गेमिंग ले भाई ले, गेमिंग खेलेगा कहाँ, खेलेगा किस पे गेमिंग। यार ये एक से कब होगा, 50,000 लोग देख रहे हैं, 50-500 लोग भी देखे तो भी ठीक है। आज मैं का IAS ऑफिस कोई देख रहा था, एक बंदा, मतलब वो पढ़ रहा था और उसको पढ़ते हुए 300 लोग वॉचिंग कर रहे थे। मतलब कितना फ्री टाइम है लोगों के। मतलब वो पढ़ रहा है सही में, वो ऐसे बैठा हुआ है और लिख रहा है, वो कुछ देख भी नहीं रहा। 300 लोग, 400 लोग उसे देख रहे हैं बस। मतलब कम नहीं हो रही थी, 300, 250 होती, फिर 300 हो जाती, 250 होती थी। मतलब न्यू ईयर भी आ रहे हैं, सही है भाई पढ़ते हुए। अब मैं सोच रहा हूँ मैं सोऊं, तुम सोते हुए देखो मुझे, क्या ही है ये। फनी। 1 मिनट और, ईमान की दिगाजी, यहाँ तक कोई पहुँच जाए, स्टार्टिंग की लाइव इतनी बोरिंग है, यहाँ तक पहुँच जाएगा कोई तो ही सही। चला गया जो देख रहा था, ये लो। मैं सोच रहा हूँ एक लाइव का सेटअप बनाऊंगा अब यहाँ। एक बार मेरा DSLR बन जाए सीन, तो तुम देखना क्या लाइव करा करूँगा मैं जल्दी ही, फिर तुम्हें मज़ा आने वाला है। पता चला दिन में 2 टाइम आया करूँगा, एक सुबह एक शाम। सुबह इसलिए क्योंकि सुबह मेरे को उठना जल्दी है और सुबह का टाइम मैं सो के वेस्ट करता हूँ, तो वो वेस्ट नहीं होगा। और दूसरा रात में, यू नो, रात में थोड़े मतलब ग्रुप वाला थोड़ा बकचोदी सही होगी। तो चलो मेरा टाइम पूरा हुआ, मिलते हैं कल। फटाफट सब्सक्राइब करो, लाइक करो, शेयर करो, जो भी करना है करो, ताकि मैं तो कमाऊँ। चलो बाय।